everyone. How's it going? Welcome back to an episode of the Northern Block Podcast. It is Monday, March 30th, 2026. I'm your host here, Northern 97, Johnny LeBlock James. Johnny LeBlock James. How we doing, James?
We're doing good. It's been
How many times can I say James in one sentence? How we doing, James? What's going on today, man?
No, it's just been a fun weekend. Baseball's back.
Oh, yeah. Fun and annoying at the same time. We'll get into it. So we got some hockey stuff to talk about. We'll talk about baseball as well. But we had a pretty, in a way it's shocking, but in a way it's not. Bruce Cassidy has been fired by the Vegas Golden Knights, and John Tortorella is the brand new coach of Vegas. So, look, we'll get into Vegas and how I think we've kind of had the same conversation about the Golden Knights throughout the entire year. But I'm a little bit shocked that it's Tortorella and Cassidy, or it's Tortorella being the new coach and Cassidy being fired now with 8 games left in the season amidst the playoff race. It's interesting, but when you look at the Golden Knights, they're not playing at the level that we know they can. And the bottom line is something had to change, and they started off with the coach.
But right now, like I'm the point where it's like you have 8 games left. Just finish out those 8 games, and Cassidy, you could have just fired Cassidy at the end of the season, like after the playoffs.
I mean, like, here's the thing, though. They want to try and contend. They're not just going to be like, I understand what you're saying, but they want to go for a cup. And the way Vegas runs things, we know how Vegas runs things. They don't care.
Yeah, but you're bringing in Tortorella, Tortorella and Cassidy don't play. They play very different styles of hockey.
So it's a little bit. So it would make sense if this move was in the offseason.
Yes.
The reason why it's happening now is because Vegas doesn't want to just scrap their season and start fresh next year. Here's the thing with that, though. We're really going to go from Cassidy's system to Tortorella's system. You really expect them to adjust to that
in 10 days, like in 10, 15 days. Yeah.
Yeah. So we are at, I believe, 19 or 18 days till the Stanley Cup playoffs. So, like, you really expect for them to get adjusted in like 2.5 weeks? I don't know. Like, I mean, again, Vegas, they're definitely underperforming. Like, we're not going to deny that here whatsoever. You look on paper, it's one of the best rosters in the NHL.
Mm-hmm.
When all their guys are playing at 100%, they're healthy. It's one of the best rosters in the NHL. Now, yes, the goaltending's a little bit questionable, but, like, it's still a very, very good team. They're not playing at the level that we thought they should be right now.
And you know what? I would say Cassidy in Boston, a similar thing kind of happened where the Bruins are playing excellent, and then all of a sudden they just stopped playing like they knew how to play. That's why Cassidy got fired from Boston.
Yeah, I mean, systems just don't work after you just get to a point where systems they get old. And sometimes
every coach's system the players will get bored of the system, or they just won't buy in anymore, and that's how coaches get fired.
Yeah, totally. That's how it works most of the time. And I think that's just an example of what's going on here. I mean, yeah, Vegas, like, again, they have a really good team on paper, but they weren't performing. Something had to change, and I think that him being fired makes sense. Now, again, Tortorella. I think people look at the Philadelphia experiment and look at all that. And what I say to that is that team was not built for John Tortorella. I think Vegas is I don't know. But, like, I think Vegas is more built for John Tortorella's system than Philadelphia was. I'm just being honest with you.
I think Vegas is the kind of team that could take on a John Tortorella. Like, they're not, like, most of the players there, like, they're not, these aren't young kids. These are grizzled veterans who've been around, and Mitch Marner. But
yeah, most of them, yes.
But
they have a couple of young guys who play for them.
They need to get that kick in the ass. And, like, I will say this about Torts. Torts has been around. Torts has been around since, the 90s, essentially. So
he won a cup with Tampa.
Over 20 years ago. Like, he's been around. So this isn't anything new to him. Do I think it's going to work out this season? No, I don't. I really do think next season maybe we'll start to see a little more results. But, like, to do this, like, right now, to me, that's bonkers. Like, the Denver Nuggets did something similar a couple years ago where they fired their coach with, like, think 5 or 7 games left.
It depends on if like who they play. You do see sometimes like a head coach boost. Obviously with teams that struggle, you see a head coaching boost when they make a coaching change and then they start playing really well after that. It tends to happen. Maybe that's what happens here, but I think in terms of playoffs and will this work out this season, it depends on who they play. Like if they play the Oilers, I'm taking the Oilers.
I think the Oilers will walk over them. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the Oilers have their own problems. I mean, I don't think anybody's denying that, but I'm still taking the Oilers.
Yeah.
Like the Oilers would clear them.
I think a team adjusting to a new system in the playoffs, you're doing justice in the unless they're gonna just keep Cassie's system this year and then we'll go to a new system the following year, which I think that would be a smarter move. I don't know.
With Torts though, is like would that work? Like is Torts gonna be like, all right, we'll just keep playing the same system? That system wasn't working.
It's like
it's a difficult decision to make now. I understand why they made it. Making it now is a little bit I don't know.
It brings shock value, that's for sure. But
definitely.
All I know is that some team this offseason, Bruce Cassidy is going to be their new head coach.
Who are the coach? Is there any team? Because there really wasn't that many coaches that were fired this year. It was only like a handful.
We'll see. Season's not over.
Yeah, I know, but obviously, when the regular season ends for those teams, there will be coaches that are fired. I'm trying to think of in terms right now. I'm looking at things here real quick. So, LA is an option. That's about it. That's the only team that's on an interim role right now. I guess Torts, but that's it.
Torts isn't an interim coach. Torts got hired as the coach.
Yeah, DJ Smith in LA, he's the interim. I wonder if they do that, but LA's not in the position for that to happen. Anyway, we're speculating too far ahead. But regardless of that, it's an interesting move for Vegas. We'll see what happens here. They had to do something at the very least, but doing it now is certainly an interesting move to make. But again, they don't care. They do this all the time. They don't care.
They don't.
They just don't care.
Vegas is a franchise. Like I have no shame. No shame as a franchise.
They'll get any move done the way they can. They don't really care about what your relationship is. Like they're, how do I say this? They're an organization of class, but they also your job is not safe.
Like they don't.
No matter
they don't.
Yeah. I don't think they're assholes about it, but they're definitely, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they're not. They're not assholes about it, but they're not afraid to take the risk.
They are this is a business. That's their whole fucking mantra. This is a business. Yeah. We'll do what's best for the business.
Yeah.
Also known as fuck your feelings.
Yep. So yeah, I agree. But again, it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But that was the big headline earlier today, or earlier, I guess, yesterday. The headline that was earlier than that today, Porter Martone is coming to the Philadelphia Flyers. Arguably the best prospect in the NHL. You can argue. Maybe there's Frondell, maybe there's so-and-so.
He's up there, though.
Whatever. He's definitely up there. I would say, as a Flyers fan with my bias, he's probably top 3 in terms of guys amongst those prospects. I'd have to look at a list, but I think Martone's up there. 3-year ELC. Michigan State lost last night, and now their season is done. Martone is leaving. Augustine is expected to leave. We'll talk about that here as well. But Martone, he is heading to Philadelphia. It's interesting because we should talk about Philadelphia while we're here. I know we're going to talk about the wild card races and stuff, but the Philadelphia Flyers just pulled off a 2-1 overtime win against the Dallas Stars. They have won 6 of their last 7 games. You can laugh. They're 8-1-1 in their last 10. They're playing well. They're one of the hotter teams in the Eastern Conference in the playoff race when you look at just their last 10 games.
8-1-1, yeah.
Yeah. Here's the problem, though. It might be too little, too late. We'll see. They are tied with Ottawa and Detroit.
I didn't realize that. Yeah, now that you say that, damn.
So they're up there. They're not a team that you shouldn't be afraid of. You need to keep them in mind. What's crazy is that all of those teams are only 2 points back of the Penguins. but only one of those teams can catch the Penguins.
And you're in the and the Flyers in the Metro, so it helps them.
Yeah, it really does. Here's the thing, though, with Philadelphia. Martona's coming in this week. They take on the Capitals and they take on the Red Wings. Those are absolutely huge games.
Oh, those could
huge fucking games.
Yes, they're huge.
For Washington, I'm not as worried about, but you need to win the game. They're 6-2
I thought the same thing, but you need to win the fucking game.
Yeah, they're 6-2 in their last 10. The other thing is too is that you have games in hand over the teams that are in playoff spots. Not the teams that are above you in terms of the Red Wings and the Senators, but you have games in hand over the teams that are in playoff spots, which is a positive. You're taking on Washington. They're 3 points back of you, but you got to win. You got to at least get a point. You got to get as many points as you can.
Yeah, this time of year, it's like you take the points. You take the points.
That game against Detroit, and they played Detroit 2 more times this year.
Oh, so those are huge games.
It's absolutely huge. It's like a 4-point game. Even though the Red Wings aren't even in a playoff spot, you could knock the Red Wings out of the race if you win on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be very interesting. But getting reinforcements in Martone, which again, I'm not saying Martone's going to come in and be the savior, but like it's a really good ad now in a time where the Flyers are trying to make a push and get into the playoffs. Do I think they make it? You could save my opinion for another time, but we'll see what happens.
No, that is it. My answer is yes, but I don't want to say it publicly.
I want it to be yes, but like the doubts.
You got to be like me. Dread it, run from it.
Yeah, no, I'm not like that, but I don't know. We'll see. Philadelphia has the 7th hardest schedule amongst all teams in the NHL.
One thing I will say that tomorrow or today, when you're listening, Pittsburgh Islanders are playing tonight.
That'll be a good game.
It's huge for the Metro race as well. Excuse me.
Yeah, the Islanders are in that second place spot. It's such a bloodbath in that Metro. Like the movement is so constant. I don't think the Flyers hold tiebreakers for anything, so you're going to need to get more points than these teams. That's the definite there.
Yeah,
for sure.
You're 5 games back of a tiebreaker, so there's no way.
Yeah.
You
gotta get points. Like that's gotta get points. That's really excuse me. Not gonna win off your tiebreakers. You gotta keep getting points. That's the truth. So we'll see what happens there. Philadelphia, 7th hardest schedule amongst all the teams. They take on the Hurricanes once. They take on Montreal once. They take on Boston, the Islanders, and the Red Wings, all in these last few games. They do face off against
brutal schedule. That's brutal.
Yeah, they do face off against the Jets one more time, and the Devils and the Caps. You win those games, that's 6 points. But you gotta win some of these games this week. It's such a huge. I don't even know what to say. It's such a huge upcoming couple of weeks here for the Flyers and that whole entire Eastern Conference race. Speaking of the Eastern Conference race, let's convert over to Detroit. Unless if there's any other NCAA guys that you want to talk about. We're gonna bring up
I can think of that we brought up last episode, but no, I can't think of anybody.
Right. So Trey Augustine is more than likely going to be going to Grand Rapids, and Augustine. Sorry, what are you saying?
Yeah, I'm like Augustine is done at Michigan State. There's no way there's. As Tim has I think I asked Tim this yesterday, and I got a middle finger, and then I got the answer. Basically, that Augustine's done at Michigan State. Ravensburger's coming in next year. Augustine's done all he could do at Michigan State. He's going to go to Grand Rapids, and Tim, he might end up being the starter in GR off the bat over Costa.
I don't know. It's a really interesting tandem that's going to be there. I still question how Detroit's going to make it work, but Augustine has put up the numbers. 9-15 in his first year in Michigan State. He had a 9-24 last year, and then this year a 9-29. His numbers get better and better. And the fact that, and again, like I'm saying this because Tim's here, the fact that they didn't make a Frozen Four without him, with him there is insane.
I know. Like State as a program is like they finish top of the Big Ten almost every year, and they can't. The lights are too bright.
Yeah, they can't get it done. They were leading in that final game against I think
3-1.
Wisconsin.
Yep.
Won, and they lost. That's nuts. Augustine can't do it all. I can't carry that team. They have a really good roster on paper though, but it is what it is. They're losing Martone. They're losing Augustine. We'll see what happens there with the Red Wings. But that's not right now. Like neither of those guys are going to be up this year, more likely than not, with the way the race is shaping up to be. Unless if somebody goes down, then maybe. But we'll see. The Red Wings are in a little bit more of a semi-advantage. They had the 15th hardest schedule, which is lesser than the teams that are above them, meaning Ottawa, Columbus, etc. They take on the Lightning once more. They take on the Wild once more. They take on the Penguins, the Blue Jackets. They play the Flyers twice. They have games against the Rangers, Panthers, and Devils as well in their last 9. I don't know. The ball, honestly,
still 4 and 5 by my count.
They have the easiest schedule of all those teams. In my opinion, the ball's in their court. Like, I think, like, they have the easiest schedule amongst all those teams. It's not like it's so much easier than everybody else's, but it's still easy. You got to win. Like, those games against Philadelphia could be huge.
For Detroit, this is put up or shut up. Like, I'm sorry, if Detroit, after being, remember at one point, they were first in the Atlantic at one point. I don't know if you remember that. They were first in the Atlantic at one point, and they might not even make the playoffs. I'm sorry. If they miss, Stevie Yzerman's gone.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, like, my thing is that, like, you look at this team, they were in that first place spot, as you said, in the Atlantic, and they fell off to here. Like, you can't blame it on McClellan. You've already been through so many coaches. You went through this with Malone, where you fell off. How is this team not able to sustain itself?
And I think even worse, no first-round pick.
Yeah, they traded that. They did. I mean, again, I don't blame Stevie Y for going all in this year.
I don't.
He kind of had to. But you knew the risks that you had with that. Yeah. You knew you had it. And this pick could become a lottery pick. Maybe it's not like, 4th overall or something like that.
14th overall.
Yeah, it'll probably be like 16th or 15th overall, but I don't know, man. I really don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, Detroit, like, they're in a very, very interesting spot right now. Very pulverizing spot of all those teams. Because I think, like, you can talk about the Flyers and, like, oh, this and that. You can talk about the Sens and this and that. But the Red Wings, the pressure is on more than any other team. In my eyes.
Like, for example, if Ottawa doesn't make it, Ottawa can say, oh, bad year, bad goaltending, we'll get it back next year. If Columbus misses, you could say, you know what, we weren't ready yet. If Detroit doesn't make it, heads will roll.
Yeah, something needs to change. We'll see what happens. But the Red Wings, currently outside of a playoff spot by 2 points. They have games in hand, but so does all the other teams they're battling with for those spots. We'll see. Next up is your Sens. Ottawa, no significant NCAA signings or anything like that.
No.
As of late.
But
they any guys in the NCAA?
But we do have guys in the NCAA, but they're not coming. They won't be up this year.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I want to say this right now. JT Miller better not catch you in the goddamn streets.
So Ottawa, although Philadelphia has a really good record and they've been the better team in their last 10, Ottawa has been one of the hottest teams in the NHL in their last 15 or 20. They've been very, very good recently. They have the 9th hardest schedule of any team in the NHL. They take on the Hurricanes, the Lightning, the Sabres, the Wild, and the Islanders once. They play the Panthers twice more. They play the Leafs one more time and the Devils one more time as well in their last 9.
You got to win all those.
Those Panthers games are big.
You got all those games against those opponents, Florida's. You got to win all those games. This is a time of year where points matter, and you need to beat the teams that are below you. You need to beat Buffalo as well. You need to beat Buffalo. Ottawa's biggest disadvantage right now is that they really have no blue line because they're all injured.
Yeah, I mean they're still winning though.
Sanderson might be back though Tuesday or Thursday.
If Sanderson returns, I love their odds.
Yeah.
of coming back. Of making the
Shabbat's
playoffs.
done for the year basically, unless they make playoffs.
I don't know.
I don't know. They didn't start Allmark on Saturday. I don't think that was a huge mistake, but they need to have good goaltending down the stretch. If they can just get, if they can go even, I think they need to go 6-3. I think in their last 9.
Yeah, I mean, you really can't afford anything more than that.
Yeah, I think 6-3 is like at worst you got to go, because unless Columbus, Detroit decide to give up, then you need to start winning.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that like not factoring in the other teams, and like if they went out, like you're
like if Ottawa can like go 6-3, but if Columbus and Detroit go like I don't know, like 4-5, then I think you're pretty safe.
Okay.
But
well, I'm not gonna lie to you.
That's rare though. That's rare. So you just win. Just win out. Like you need to win. That's all it is.
We talk about it all the time. You can't control your schedule. You can't control when you play or who you play or what other teams are doing or what other teams are playing.
But if
you got to win, that's the blunt of it. You have to win.
If they lose by 1, I can go back to so many games where they should have had that point. Like,
so can I. So can I, LeBlanc.
I know. I would hate to do that. Like, oh man, if we didn't blow that lead against Montreal and won in overtime, we would have had that point.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's one that you could really think about. I don't know. I think of the one with Philadelphia. Remember the game against the Mammoth where Hathaway missed that goal and then Keller tied it?
Yeah.
Not only am I mad that we didn't get the extra point from that, the Flyers, I could have streamed that game and I chose not to. I was so freaking mad. But I knew what I was asking. Anyway, yeah, so that's talking about the teams that are below the playoff line. Above the playoff line, I mean, like, again, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Tampa's safe, Buffalo's safe. Would you say Montreal's safe?
Montreal's safe. They're 8 points above the playoff line.
Is Boston safe?
Not yet.
Okay, so we'll talk about Boston. We'll start with Columbus. Columbus is the second wild card spot. They're tied with Pittsburgh, so we'll get into Pittsburgh next. Columbus, they have the third hardest schedule. They have the second hardest schedule of any of the teams that we've talked about. They take on the Hurricanes twice, the Sabres, the Canadiens, the Bruins, the Red Wings, and then they face against the Jets one more time and the Caps one more time.
God, that's tough. That's tough.
That's not even the worst of any of all the teams that they face. Like, not even the worst.
God, that might be the worst schedule I've heard, actually.
There's one more that's worse, but I don't know. I really don't know.
That's brutal.
With Columbus, they've been one of the hottest teams. They're tied with Buffalo, I believe, for the hottest teams in the NHL. I honestly think, like, for them, you definitely got to win those games against the Caps and the Jets. You got to beat Boston that one more time. The lead they blew to Boston today, that was detrimental. That was
3-0. I thought for sure Columbus had it, and then
they needed that point. They needed that point badly, and they didn't get it. That would have put them 3 points ahead of all the other teams.
Yeah, we're putting second in the Metro.
Yeah, they also be in the divisional spot. So, yeah, they're really that really screwed them over. I don't know. Those games against Carolina are going to be tough. That game against Detroit that they have one more time is going to be difficult. It's going to be really interesting to see what they.
Yeah, like I'll be honest here. I think there's one team. You know how we say one of these teams doesn't belong? There's one team in here I think doesn't belong, and we haven't talked about them yet.
Is that the New York Islanders?
It's not the New York Islanders.
Okay, so you want to talk about Pittsburgh then?
Yep, I think Pittsburgh does not belong.
So here's the thing with Pittsburgh. Of all the teams we've talked about, they have the easiest schedule of them all. They play 9 more games. They have a game against Tampa. They have a game against the Islanders. They have a game against Detroit. But they have 2 games against Florida. They play St. Louis one more time. They take on the Devils. And then they take on the Caps twice.
St. Louis is hot right now, though.
Yeah, sure. Like these, yeah, they're easy opponents, but they're not winnable. None of these games are none of these games are like locks
They're
for
not
them to win. Is what I'm
cakewalks. They're not cakewalks. Like
Yeah, none of these games are cakewalks. You can play spoiler for sure. Um, for
here's
Pittsburgh, go ahead.
here's my thing about Pittsburgh. What I hate the overtime point. That's my biggest thing. If you take out the overtime point, Pittsburgh has a losing record.
Yeah, there's a couple of teams that are like that. Vegas is like that. I think the Flyers are like that too. Or Flyers are just above that. Sens are just below. Sens are just above that too by 3 actually.
Yeah, but
So
like with 16 overtime losses, like can we?
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
There were a lot of times this year. I don't know if you remember. They blew a lot of leads this year. Remember the leads to Utah and San Jose earlier in the year. It does feel like this run they're on is a little bit fluky. I'm not gonna lie to you. Even as a Flyers fan, I kind of hope they make it just for the sake of seeing Crosby there one last time.
Crosby's injured though.
He is. That's true. He hasn't come back yet.
Nope. I've seen, but
let me confirm. I feel like he's come back, but anyway. Regardless of that, I think I kind of do want to see Pittsburgh make it. I honestly think, even though you say they don't belong,
I get wanting to see Crosby one more time in the playoffs. I understand that sentiment, but
he is back. By the way, he is back.
Okay, he's back. Yeah, I'd rather see a team like Columbus or Detroit make it.
Yeah, they had that eerie feeling of like the Flyers like 2 years ago. Remember the Flyers back in 2024?
Yep.
We're like, you looked at them and they're like, "What the hell are you doing here?"
Yeah.
Maybe they'll fall. Maybe, and again, kind of similar situation. The Flyers in their last 10 games or whatever, they had one of the easiest schedules all the teams are battling with, and they fell out. So it's not impossible. But I think Pittsburgh, the ball is really in their court more than it is. What did I say? Detroit, the ball's in their court for?
Yeah, Detroit ball's in their court. Pittsburgh, the ball is really in their court.
Like it's literally like at the 2-point line or the 3-point line or whatever. Like they have a great chance here to really solidify themselves. Like honestly, if they beat Detroit and the Islanders, I don't know when those games are. If they beat those teams, they're in.
They're in. Yeah. I'm asking you this right now. Yeah, the Islanders. Do they have the hardest schedule remaining?
The Islanders have the hardest schedule remaining of all the teams. And we'll talk about Boston last because Boston has the most points of them all. The Islanders, 2 games against the Hurricanes, a game against the Sabres, a game against the Habs, a game against the Pens, a game against the Sens, and the Flyers. Their easiest opponent and their only easy opponent left is Toronto.
And they struggle with Toronto this year.
It's tough. It's really tough.
Yeah, I want to see the Isles in because they'd be a fun team to see, but like I would understand if they fell out.
They are kind of like Philadelphia as well. They're heavily propped up by their
goaltending. Sorokin's been, and if they make it and they get in, give Sorokin the Vezina.
I think even if they don't make it, give him the Vezina. He's been so good.
Yeah.
For me, it's like I look at the Islanders. They play this style of like come from behind. They've been playing a lot of those games where they're down 2-0, 3-0. You can't play like that. It'll catch up to you at one point.
Yeah.
But again, I think with the Islanders, like they have the hardest schedule of them all. They need teams to lose as well. Like again, like the thing is, you just got to win. You just got to. They have a similar schedule to Columbus in a sense, but then Columbus has a couple easier opponents left. We'll see. I don't know. And then Boston. Boston's actually 4 on that list. So it's Islanders. Well, 4 of all teams in the league. It's Islanders 1, Blue Jackets 2, Boston 3, Flyers 4, Sens are 5, Detroit is 6, and Pens are 7 of those teams that you're battling with in the Eastern Conference. The Bruins take on Dallas one more time. They play Carolina once. They play Tampa twice. They play the Jackets, the Flyers, and then the Panthers and the Devils one more times as well.
That's a gauntlet.
It is. That game against Dallas is big. Got to win that one.
I'll be honest. my hope is that somehow Boston's out.
I don't know.
I would rather see Ottawa, Detroit, Columbus make it than Boston or one of the Pittsburgh or the Islanders.
That comeback that they had today against the Blue Jackets, I think that really put them.
It's a lot of momentum. It's good momentum for them. But
yeah.
On paper, this team's not good. On paper, this team is ass.
Yeah, I really don't know what it is. Like they're not. They're. I think they've been coached solid.
They're coached pretty good. Yeah.
You need to look at Marco Sturm for Jack Adams. Yeah. I'm not saying you do that, but you take a look at it for sure. So make your prediction here. We're going to talk about this every single week, but make your prediction here. Who's in? Who's out?
Columbus out. Actually, no. Columbus in. Islanders out. Ottawa in.
Okay.
Detroit out.
Okay.
I think Philly has a chance, but I think it's too little too late for them.
So, well, by default, you got to have 3 Metro teams. You only have 2 by my count.
No, Carolina, obviously.
No. Oh, no, you're right. You're right. My bad. You're right. My bad. Forgot they existed. Sorry.
Oh, Carolina's gonna fall out. No more wins. No more.
Sorry, guys. I think even if they lose out, they'd still make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like they're freaking 8 points ahead of 9 points ahead of the.
They're 10 points up. 10 points up on the Jackets.
Yeah, they're basically 10 points out. Like it would, even if they lose out, I think they still make it. Anyway, I don't know. We'll see what happens there with that. My picks, I'm gonna go. I feel like the Jackets make it. The Jackets are in.
Mm-hmm.
They're a hot team. They're making it. I think the Bruins still make it in.
Okay.
I think the Sens make it. And I think the Isles make it.
Okay.
Here's my thing. I know people are going to be like, oh, he didn't pick Philadelphia. Wow. Philadelphia has disappointed every single time. Every time. They've had plenty of games where they could have robbed these teams of points. They played the Jackets last week. They couldn't win that game. They played the Rangers like 3 times, and they lost all 3 times. You need those fucking points.
You do.
Like, you, especially against teams that are below you. And now they're going on this streak, and they're going to play. And here's my prediction. They're going to play Washington and Detroit this week. They're going to lose both.
You think so?
They might win in Detroit. They might win against the Red Wings because I'm going to be there. And whenever I'm there, the Red Wings always lose. Hence, you know who I'm talking about. But regardless, like,
I'm going to say this right now, though. If Detroit,
making it, I still can't.
If Detroit misses, our Red Wings fans, we need to check on all of them. Because, man, they're going to be so pissed.
Yeah.
And as they should be. Like, I mean.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. But that's our prediction there for the East. Do you want to talk about the West a little bit?
Yeah. Why is Nashville in a playoff spot?
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting things going on in the West. So let's talk about who's safe. Not even going to talk about the Central. Not even going to talk about the top 3. They're all safe. Is Anaheim safe for you?
Yes.
Okay, so Anaheim's making it. Are the Oilers safe for you?
Yeah.
I'm going to say yes. They've won 3 games in a row for, I think, the first time this year. So I'm going to say yes. I think they're safe. That leaves
Vegas isn't safe.
Do you think Vegas is safe? No? You don't think Vegas is safe? All right. What about Utah?
Safe.
The Mammoth have 2 more points than Vegas. I think they're safe. Yeah, I agree. Is Nashville safe?
Hell no, Nashville ain't safe.
All right, so that leaves you Vegas and Nashville. So then we'll talk about. Oh my God, I didn't realize how far out of the race the Sharks fell.
Yeah, but here's the thing: they have 3 games in hand.
Oh, that's true. They got to win those games though. Man, their goal differential sucks. So who's in the race right now for you? You look at those standings. You have the Kings, you have the Kraken, you have the Jets, the Sharks, and the Blues, all within 4 points.
I think, I'll be honest, all those teams are in the race.
It's crazy how St. Louis is here.
Bro, if they make the playoffs.
Yeah, so very quickly, we'll go over St. Louis first. The Blues have the 10th hardest schedule. They take on the Avalanche, the Wild, the Penguins, the Ducks. They take on the Avalanche twice. Then they play the Blackhawks, Jets, Sharks. That's a big game.
Huge games.
Or Kings and Mammoth.
Yeah, so they play with everyone in the race.
Yeah, St. Louis is like I don't think they make it. Like I think we'd be kidding ourselves. I don't think so.
I don't think so. But here's the thing: they control their own destiny.
They're hot though. They're hot. I don't know. I don't think so though. I don't think so.
What is San Jose? San Jose. I think San Jose has the best shot.
Let me read you their schedule, LeBlanc. Oh man, LeBlanc. Wait till you hear this schedule. Their hardest opponent is the Ducks, and they play them twice.
Okay.
They take on the Canucks one more time. They play the Blackhawks one more time. They play the Maple Leafs one more time. That's a guaranteed win. The Sharks always beat the Leafs. They play the Jets one more time. They play the Blues one more time. They play Nashville twice.
Oh, and they really got smoked by Nashville though.
They did. Yeah. So first of all, like again, those are in terms of like their hardest opponents by points percentage. The
I'll be honest.
Points percentage on average.
Give me the Sharks, like the Sharks to make the last wild card spot.
It's gonna take a lot. You gotta definitely beat. You gotta beat the Canucks. You gotta beat the Hawks twice. You have to beat the Leafs. That's 6 points. That's 8 points right there.
But if you beat Nashville, if you beat Nashville twice, you're only up 2 points out by then. Then it comes down to the other factors.
Yeah, no, that's big ifs though. Like that's not like
no.
You know.
I think they have a good shot though. They're only 4 points out right now.
Well, they also play in the absolute dust bucket that is the Pacific Division. So
yeah.
I don't know. Next up, then that leaves us to Winnipeg. Winnipeg's winning games. They're getting in the race. They take on the Stars, the Blue Jackets, the Flyers, the Blackhawks, the Sharks, the Blues, the Kraken, the Golden Knights, and Mammoth. They all play those teams one more time. They don't have any matchups against the same team twice. They play all different teams the rest of the way.
I don't see it. I really don't.
If Hellebuck locks in, maybe. But Hellebuck has to steal you games.
I know.
And your first line has to score all your goals. We forget this team has no depth. No depth to save their lives. It's their first line carrying that roster. No depth at all.
Winnipeg isn't great.
I can't see it. Unless Hellebuck stands on his freaking head.
If the Jets get in, it's all on Hellebuck.
Yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm very doubtful on Winnipeg. Next up is Seattle.
I think Seattle has a chance here. A legit
Kraken, 22nd hardest schedule. They take on the Avalanche, the Wild. They play the Blackhawks, the Flames, the Jets, the Kings, the Golden Knights twice, and the Mammoth. So here's the thing with the Kraken. They only play three of those teams are actually no, never mind. It's like 4. Never mind. Excuse what I'm saying. The Kraken, they have an easy schedule, but a lot of those teams that they play are against teams that they're facing off against. And what's funny is that the team I'm looking at the website that I'm on right now. The teams that are an easiest opponents are teams that are in the race with them. Like it doesn't make any sense. So,
but they played Vegas twice, and Seattle's had Vegas' number all year.
Yeah, those are 4 points right there. I don't know.
Look, Seattle,
you got to beat LA.
Seattle might steal a divisional spot if they can win out. If they can win out, they can just be over 500 down the stretch.
If they go 7-3, I think they can get into the divisional spot.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And have the joy of playing Edmonton in the first round.
Yeah, and get demolished. Oh, that series would suck. Next up, LA. Los Angeles Kings. They have the easiest schedule of any team. Here's the thing.
32nd.
They have no opponents. They have one opponent they play is above the playoff line. One.
Damn.
And that is the Preds. They take on the Canucks twice, and they've demolished Vancouver both times. I've commentated both games. They've demolished them. They play Calgary once. They play Toronto once, because I think Toronto still has to go on their California road trip.
Yeah, their West road trip. They haven't done their West road trip yet.
They take on St. Louis. They take on Nashville twice. Those are big games. Those seem like absolute, like I look at that game and I'm like, no, I'm not watching that. I might have to. I actually might have to. I need to see Nashville for sure. And then Seattle, they play once as well. I don't know, man.
Here's the thing about LA. They're only 4 points back of Vegas.
Yeah, they're not that far back of the Golden Knights, but they don't play the Golden Knights.
But here's the thing. I would rather die than see them play the Oilers again.
Yeah, so I need them to get the wild card spot or something. So or miss.
Here's the thing about Nashville though. I heard all these schedules. Nashville plays the Sharks twice, and they play the Kings twice. If Nashville can win all 4 of those games, that basically is their clincher.
Yeah, you're right. Like, I mean, you can look at the other numbers. That's the truth. I don't know, man. I really don't know.
I think whatever team makes the playoffs here, outside of LA, you're ruining your tank.
Yeah.
Like Nashville, and I say this with all due respect, Nashville should not make the playoffs. Long term, it's going to hurt them.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. To be honest, I don't know if they should make the playoffs, but they're in that position where they can, so might as well try.
I want to remind you that Nashville has 2 points more than the Maple Leafs.
That's crazy.
The Devils have more points than them.
That's crazy. Yeah, that division sucks.
I hate the Western Conference. The Western,
yeah.
Like, after this year, I don't know if you do realignment, but, this is, one of those, all right, if this happens, next year, we need to seriously consider this.
Yeah, you need to...
I'll be honest, I think next year we go back to normal.
I don't know. We'll see.
All
right.
Tough.
Tell me, who's in, who's out in the West?
I'm going to be realistic here. I think Vegas is in. I would love a world where Vegas just doesn't make the playoffs. I think it'd be funny, but I think Vegas is in. Utah's in. My last wild card, I'm gonna go with the Kings.
Okay.
I would love to see the Sharks in, but if we're gonna be realistic right now, if the Sharks don't make the playoffs, it's not the end of the world.
No, it's not. You're absolutely right. It's not the end of the world at all.
The Kings miss the playoffs, though. It is the end of the world.
Yeah, well, because Kopitar's gone. I feel like you just go into another rebuild, honestly, or retool. Like, they don't seem like a team that's, I don't know. Teams that are in for me, Mammoth are obviously in. Thank God I have at least something to be happy about. Vegas is in. That leaves the last wild card spot, basically. It's honestly pick your poison. For the fun of it, I mean, Nashville's lost 3 in a row, dude. I didn't realize that. Preds have lost three straight.
And they're still in that spot.
Still in the spot. Man, this division sucks. Give me Seattle.
I would like to see Seattle.
I think they would get them up. I think they could beat Colorado. I think they could.
Don't be like Tim. Like, Tim's trying to convince me last week that Nashville could beat Colorado. I'm like, stop it.
No, Nashville couldn't. I think Seattle could.
Seattle done it before, but I don't know.
I also think I also think if San Jose made it, they could beat Colorado. That's just me, though. I think I've said that before.
Let's put down the crazy pills.
Yeah, I think if Chicago makes it, they're going to beat Colorado.
Dude,
the Blackhawks basically have to win out.
If Calgary gets in, they're only 7 points back. They're taking out the Avs.
Yeah. Vancouver. Hey, it can happen.
Vancouver's eliminated.
If we expand the season to 96 games, they'll make it in. Trust. All right. Anyway,
that's crazy. That's crazy. That even Calgary is still in the race. That's actually crazy to me.
Technically, mathematically, it'll definitely change by the end of this week. There's going to be more teams out.
Yeah, by the next time we record, there'll be teams out.
At least half the teams.
It's a huge week for the race, though.
It is. It definitely is. Let's talk about baseball. I don't got really a lot to talk about hockey anymore. I want to talk about baseball.
Hey.
Opening day. Opening weekend. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking, why are we starting out the season having Logan Webb look like hot ass?
So, for those who don't know, and we're getting into this, for those who don't know, me, LeBlanc, Tim, and our buddy Trevor, we have a baseball fantasy league that we did. It's all set up on a Google spreadsheet. We keep track of the scores. It's not like regular MLB fantasy, whatever. It's fun to look at and keep track by the day. So we drafted, 5 pitchers?
It was five pitchers and 15 positional players.
Yeah, so we drafted 5 pitchers, 15 positional players. I went with, and again, I'm going to be honest with you, of all the 4 of us, I have the least amount of baseball knowledge. I went with, I think, 3 Phillies. I went with Sanchez, Luzardo. I'm pulling up my team right now. I went with Sanchez, Luzardo, and Wheeler. Wheeler's still injured, but I still went with him. And then I went with Yamamoto and Logan Webb. So opening night, Yankees take on the Giants. And keep in mind, I also have Aaron Judge, Harrison Bader. I'm a big Bader stan. I just want to put that out there. I'm a big Bader guy. So yeah, I have Aaron Judge, Harrison Bader, Rafael Devers, all playing in that game, and Logan Webb starting. Webb gives up 9 hits, 6 earned runs, and I'm down 20 points to start the season.
No,
and then the one guy who could have helped me out here a little bit and made this a little bit worse goes 0 for 4 and strikes out every single freaking time. I was so mad. I was like, are you kidding? It was almost laughable. Are you kidding me? The one guy who could have helped me out goes 0 for 4. Thank you. Thank you, Webb. I really appreciate it. So I started off the year minus 19 because we subtract when there's earned runs and stuff like that. I don't know how MLB.
Yeah, the pitching is very harsh. I don't Trevor set up the scoring, but the pitching is super harsh.
Yeah, so I started the season minus 19, and I'm so far behind. I'm 150. I'm not 150.
No, you're
behind Tim. I'm 50 back of Tim.
Funniest thing was because I did the scoring.
And then Luzardo shits the bed today. Screw you, dude.
The funniest thing is that I was I scored the spreadsheet. At one point you're only 10 points behind Tim.
Oh my God.
Yesterday. And then Tim had a guy hit 2 home runs, and then Tim was in first. And now, yeah, you're 34 points behind Trevor.
Luzardo sold me. I think if Luzardo was even half decent, I think I would be.
You need some our pitchers to start having bad games.
Yeah, I need your pitchers to shit the bed. I need Ohtani to just have a shitter. And then of course Trevor with Skeens, he only plays a third of the inning. Nah, we're just keeping Webb in for fucking 7 innings.
Yeah. Skeens didn't even finish the inning.
Yeah, he didn't even finish the inning. So Trevor got unscathed. Whatever.
And the Pirates scored enough runs where it's Skeens doesn't have the loss.
Yeah, I don't care anymore. I don't care.
It's week. It's day 5, and he's I'm done. He's
we also added something in too, or I added it in at the bottom of our spreadsheet. I'll pull it up on the screen. Actually, I'll show the spreadsheet. I think it's cool, what these guys put together. I had no part in this, but I thought it was really cool. Can you see it on the spreadsheet? There.
Yeah.
we have all the teams here, all the players and stuff, all the logos and that. For the video listeners, like it's just like a spreadsheet, or the audio listeners, it's just like a spreadsheet with all the players on it and stuff, and like their doubles, their walks. These are like the point totals. Like if the pitcher wins the game, we get 5 and whatever. I added Evan's Philly anger level. This will change daily, and this is going to be fun to follow. This will change daily. Right now, it's at a +10, meaning I'm angry. When it's minus, I'm happy. When it's in a plus, I'm upset. So I'm gonna
I didn't even notice that.
I put it in right before we started. LeBlanc is dying. So yeah, after today's games against the Rangers, it's at a 10 now. So and I'm not gonna lie to you, the fantasy plays a role. If it was like Nola in, and Nola lost yesterday too. Like if it was like Walker or something in, I wouldn't be as mad. But because I'm losing points in fantasy too, I'm even more angry.
Yeah, but Luzardo kind of salvaged you though because he got 7 strikeouts.
He did. I'm not gonna act like Luzardo like completely shit the bed on me. Logan Webb is a domestic terrorist, but Luzardo at least was kind of helpful with the strikeouts.
Yeah, because Logan Webb, like he had 7 strikeouts, but he also had 9 hits and 8 earned runs, so that kind of negates everything.
Yeah. I don't know why the hits are -1. Hits should be -1.
Yeah, I think they should be half points, but talk about that.
Yeah, you know what? I don't make the rules. It's fine. I don't make the rules. Anyway, couple other things. I mean, we talk about the Phillies and how frustrated I am. Blue Jays are undefeated. They played the Athletics, though.
The Blue Jays as a pitching unit, 50 strikeouts this weekend.
It's pretty nifty. It's pretty awesome.
That's the first time
ever who made his that guy made his debut, right? After only like 14 innings in the minors. What was his name?
Oh, Miles?
The other guy. Yeah, Miles. I think his name.
Yeah, Spencer Miles.
Yeah, he made his debut. I saw they took the patch from his jersey and they put it in like a 1-on-1 card or whatever. That's why I saw it. Yeah, I mean, like Blue Jays played very well. They're rolling. Mike Trout's back at it.
Trout looks good, yeah.
He's having a great start. I love to see that. I love Trout. Trout's always been one of my favorite guys. What do you think? And I know I asked earlier, but what do you think about the new ABS system?
So I like it because that way, like instead of like we're getting cause I remember somebody last year we saw so many crash outs after the final pitch was clearly that's a ball and it's called a strike.
Yeah,
I saw especially I always remember it's in my hotel room. Wanted to go see the concert, and it was Jazz Chisholm crashing out on the umpire.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
yeah, So I think it's good that players can challenge it, and you only get 2 a game, but you keep it if you're right, which I like that.
Yeah, that's the interesting part. So, like, let's say, you challenge it, you get it right. You have that challenge. You have those 2 challenges until you get one wrong.
And then an extra if you're out of challenges, they give you another one.
It makes the games really interesting, too, because we're going to see that every game.
Yeah.
That is going to become an every game thing. Today, the Orioles and the Twins play. They had like 10 in a single game. It's going to be really interesting to see how...
It's really good because, like, players who, like, they know the strike zone, like, they'll get it every time. It's gonna be funny players who don't know the strike zone, and then when they call it and it's really wrong, which I've already seen this week.
There's been a couple of those, yeah. There's been a couple of really bad ones.
Brother, that's like right in the zone.
There's also been controversy of
how fast you have to do it,
of them not calling them in time. Yeah. Like Twins manager today having a generational crash.
I saw that, and I'm like, dude, he steps off the mound and he's like this. He has his cap, and then the Twins are like, oh no. He's like,
because he tapped it immediately, then he tapped it again. I guess he didn't see the first tap.
Yeah.
I guess that might have been what it was, but he tapped it right away. Like to initiate, you got to tap your head or whatever. Catchers can do it too, right?
Yeah,
it's not just
pitchers and catchers, and it's pitchers, catchers, and hitters can do it.
Hitters can do it too.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. It's interesting. We'll see. Can the managers do it, or is it just
no? Just those 3. Managers can't.
It's just those 3. Okay, all right.
And they can't look in the dugout. They can't ask for help. Yeah, they have to do it on their own.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Managers can still challenge like swings and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
All right. Okay. I don't know. We'll see. I like it. I think it's cool. It's going to be interesting seeing how it, transpires over the course of the season, and how many we'll get. Like, I can't wait to see, like, at the end of the year, how many ABS did we have in a single game that was the most.
Yeah.
Like, today we had 10 in the Twins versus Orioles game.
Yeah.
I wonder what the most is going to be by the end of the year. It'll be fun to see. And I also want to see, too, like, what team has the most successful challenges? What player has the most successful challenge?
Like Perez today, he called one, and it was like just a strike. Like, it was like just a strike.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. It's gonna be I think it's really cool. I think it's really cool. It also holds the umpires accountable.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, I'm just very, very excited to see how it plays out. But yeah, I mean, again, that was the biggest change. Really, apart from that, like, there hasn't been much that has surprised me. I'm not gonna lie to you. In terms of, like, teams and stuff, like, yeah, teams are undefeated and all that.
Yeah, I mean, the Orioles, everyone was hyping them up. They struggled against the Twins, who are considered not a great team.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, it's the first weekend. Like, there's so much season to go.
But we're feeling good. I can't wait to be following it the entire year. I'm so excited.
I can't wait. Like, the Jays look good. The Jays look good. Bo Bichette's struggling, which, I'll be honest, like, I have no ill against him, but that kind of puts a smile on my face.
Yeah. Yeah, it does make me happy, too. I'm not going to lie.
Excuse me.
All right, that's all I got. That's all I got for this episode.
All I got.
That'll do it for us. Thank you all for tuning in. We greatly appreciate it. We'll be back next week, hopefully. We'll see you guys in the next episode.
Ciao.
I just do what I do. See me? I just do what I do. Man, I just do what I do. To know about you, I just do what I do. Check. That's the intro. See that? Yeah. I just do what I do. See me? I just do what I do. Yo, check. Let me flip this script. I feel privileged for all who can witness this. I am close to divine. Know the moment is mine, need an omen or sign. Providing a back sound to all the squares that ask around. Be getting it, my skills pay me. Trying to get a million, baby, with an adopted flow that God gave me. Tell whoever runners that they spot is temporary till I take it, it's mine. I'm selfish. Yo, will tell Miss I'm on my wealth tip. So when we cash out soon, I'm just investing. No yes men, I've been a legend since before mom and dad had me and was best friends. I chew through comp, don't test them. I chew on tracks, cause after that I bless them. I just do what I do. You see me? I just do what I do. I just do what I do. I don't know about you, I just do what I do. Check. I just do what I do. See me? I just do what I do. Feel me? I just do what I do.